busy working on a Slidercat sailboat. The boat is 16 feet long and 8 feet wide. I'm widening it to 9 feet. So what I'm doing is making cross beams that are kind of a two-part system. The first is the folding part, and the secondary is what locks that in place, which I've chosen to use a big L. I might make it a U later, and that will encase the folding cross beams. So as it sits, the boat is 6 feet wide on the trailer that I built, and then once I get into the water, I can actually widen the boat in the water. I've changed out 4 deck plates. I rebuilt the trailer, now it tilts. Also, I've done the outboard motor mount with all new bolts, stainless steel, and I'm rebuilding the mast, step, and boom. So between all of that, I've been very busy working on the dock. I recently acquired my captain's license, so I've been a very busy sailor. Starting off the folding cross beams, small ones on the outside, big ones in the middle.
We will find out later in the video that the hinges do not work and they fail as soon as the boat hits the water.
I figure that's where most of the load will be. It has an extra foot between the holes, and then the overhang on either side is an additional 6 inches, which will give me a total of 2 feet bigger, which will increase the deck area by 14 square feet. I just picked up 2 pieces of red oak, really expensive, nice wood. And the idea is to laminate that on the outside of the L beams I've made already.
A laminated crossbeam with 2 wood grains in the shape of an L should give me a much stronger crossbeam than before.
The original design of the Slidercat has 2 big recessed seating areas, and so I had built temporary hatches and I went ahead and made them more permanent with a lip to keep the water out. I'm not sure how they kept water out before, maybe with a tarp, but I don't even need the seating areas anymore because of the width of the deck. I'll be covering the first of the 2 large deck hatches with landscape fabric, and I'll apply that with primer and then cover it with oil-based paint. It has a stretch to it, and I think I'll give it a try. We'll see how it works. It's just a very light fabric, so it comes right off. Looks good. It's a real nice clean edge. The mast step has reached its final phase of design and construction. I repurposed some old anchor line for mast stays, shrouds. It should be strong enough, it'll stretch, but it won't break, I don't think. I reinforced the hatches with 2 strips on the top and 1 long piece on the bottom. Today I'm working on the deck, finalizing the tiller connector bar and final drilling the cross beams that bolt together. The folding tiller has the rounded end so that when it's folded back, it still has the ability to steer without getting caught. I really overbuilt the motor mount because it's going to hold the main sheet on the upper part, but it'll have lag bolts that go through the doubled up 3/4 inch plywood and the 2x4s. I've got all the major deck pieces oil base painted and ready to put everything together. For the first time ever, the boat is bolted together and it all moves as a unit. I can access the bottom of the hulls, so I threw down some bottom paint, and then I can rock the boat back and forth to paint the rest of it. So it's been, I don't know, maybe 700 miles total on this $100 trailer I bought. So that's cool. All ready for the water. At this point, I had all the equipment unloaded from the boat and spread out onto the grass. I had never used the tilt trailer before, so I was not 100% sure that it would work the way I designed it. It actually worked really well. It was very easy to launch the boat into the water. I was doing a couple final preparations, and then big problem. The front hinge broke as soon as I started to open the boat up, and I had to stop what I was doing and take the boat immediately back out of the water. Again, using the tilt trailer, it was a little bit harder to get the boat out of the water, but that was probably due to the fact that it was not held together as good as it was when I launched it. So it's back on the trailer, and we'll try again later. I have removed the inside portion of the folding crossbeam. As you can see, the hinges failed. Using the original attachment point still, I've moved the remaining folding crossbeam piece to the other side, and I'll run a metal pipe sheathed inside of PVC. I think that will allow me to open the boat up and not have it sway side to side. I used both plastic and metal brackets to hold the segments of PVC and the big sturdy metal pipe in the middle. I also bought a new truck, a used truck. It took me about 1.5 years to buy that.